usually the fourth Wednesday of the month from 12 to 1, so you can eat your lunch and listen to speakers from different backgrounds, including Dr. Lucas and Dr. Rodriguez have spoken. We have wonderful speakers from different backgrounds, MDs and respiratory therapists, nurse practitioners, educators, and they speak on topics that are of interest to those of us that work in asthma. If you would like to get on the mailing list for the home visiting work group specifically, you can write the Health Council, Shelby McKeever, and she will get you on the list. If you have any questions about the content or anything like that, you can email one of us. It's on the website under work groups. So we're trying to find our PowerPoints right now. I did print it out, but they're a little small for you to see. Did you find it?
Okay, well, this, yeah. Okay, so
you has it. Do you want to check this? It might be on there. I can't remember if I put my other one on here. I have a bunch of stuff on here. I have a bunch of good music on there. We can play that.
I'm gonna try just to see if it's in there. Yeah. So you can start with
This side?
yeah.
While they're finding it? Okay.
Yeah.
We want to first give you sort of a review of what we did last year. We usually do 5 to 6 a year. A hurricane stopped one of the ones, then we had to reschedule, so we didn't do quite as many. Last August, I did one on stress management, the use of complementary therapies in asthma management, and that was very well received. And then in October, we had the new era of nicotine dependence, the impact of vaping on tobacco cessation, by Alicia Rangel. And that's, everybody thinks vaping is such a big improvement over smoking, and it is, but it's not necessarily a good thing for 13 and 14-year-olds to start who are never smokers. We have it, yay. Yeah. That's a little easier to read, I mean. Okay, that was a very interesting
You can come here, so they can hear you.
Okay. You can tell I've done a lot of things in schools where I yell at the top of my lungs. Okay, anyway, so the October one was a very interesting topic, and I think we're going to see more data coming out on vaping. You remember the hookah? I remember when Mary Martinasek, our previous chair, gave a presentation on that a few years ago. The hookah was terrible, but the vaping is not quite as bad as that, but it's not exactly good for you. And if a heavy smoker is getting off of smoking to go to vaping, that might be a good thing, but for somebody that's never smoked to get into vaping is not good. So it was very informative, and also it was a little bit disturbing, the advertising aimed at middle school kids and young teens. And then February 22nd, we had pediatric asthma care in the post-pandemic era with our wonderful keynote, Dr. Lucas. And then in March, we had asthma and the importance of implementing AirQ in practice with another speaker we had today, Dr. Ramirez. That was an excellent presentation. These are some of our flyers from the past year. And these are previews of things to come. So we don't have a trailer, sorry, but these are in August. We have outdoor air quality, Diane Neidhart and Chris Duclos. So stay tuned for that. We'll be sending out an announcement shortly. September 27th, residential heating, ventilation, and air conditioning tips by Tim Wallace. That's really important. Sometimes we don't realize how getting your HVAC systems up to speed, really up to date, can really improve your respiratory health. October 25th, mold related to water events in Florida. We can't have enough on mold. I am extremely allergic to mold, so I'm always interested to hear what, that's again, Dr. Amita Sharif. I'm always interested to hear more information on mold, how to prevent it, how to remediate it safely. And then in November, we have Preventing and Remediating Radon in Your Home by Ken Peach. We still have February is to be announced. If you have any suggestions, feel free to email us. We're always open to suggestions for new topics. We've been trying to get legal medical partnerships for about 2 years. Unfortunately, we haven't found a speaker. If you know anyone on that topic, we'd be very interested in hearing about that. So thank you. I'll turn it over to Dr. Wanda.
Okay, so since we are the home visiting work group, I just wanted to kind of let you know what we do in the home visiting program that the Florida Asthma Program has in the state of Florida. So we definitely go to the triggers. That's usually the second visit that we do. We look for the triggers, the things, the activities, anything that can cause asthma symptoms or make an asthma attack or asthma worse. So, what are they? Animal, pets, dander, not fur, a Sphinx cat, you can still be allergic because they have dander. Their saliva, urine, and feces from animals with fur or feathers can be allergen for some of the, and can cause asthma symptoms. We know that, but people still, oh, I got a hypoallergenic dog. It's like, somebody did a big fat lie for you. So anyhow, so even birds, oh, I have a little bird at home. Yeah, still have dander. So yeah, we need to die. So again, pest and mold. To reduce the exposures, we also tell them, watch bedding regularly, fix water leaks, fix water leaks. Store garbage outside or have covered trash containers. So many people, you go to the visit at home and the trash is just overflowing and inviting, those pesky pests out there. Vacuum weekly. We encourage for the to use vacuum cleaners that have HEPA filters, and use allergen-proof pillows and mattress covers. I was talking to Dr. Garcia earlier, and yeah, there's some things that they're changing about the components of these materials. So, try, educate yourself and, what is the best pillows and mattress covers for that. So, we have medical conditions, the cold, viruses, flu, sinus infections, acids, reflux, nuts, shellfish, aspirin, anti-inflammatories, all the things that people don't usually think about it. It could be an asthma trigger. Strong odors, as I was saying earlier, somebody I was talking to, Hispanics, and she told me and said, oh yeah, we Black people, we love Fabuloso and Clorox and stuff like that, and it's just like yeah. So, and the candles and and all that stuff, but we don't tell the people to stop using it. Just know what you're using. Don't combine ammonia and bleach together. Like, for example, myself, I love candles, but I know that I can only do food candles. Anything that smells like rose, jasmine, whatever flower, it will kill me. But if I do cinnamon or vanilla, it's okay. So just kind of experiment, but not, it's just, we're not telling people don't use it. Incense is never good. Yes.
Can I say one thing about candles? Not all candles are the same.
Yeah.
A pure aromatherapy candle, which costs more, that is made with just the vegetable, or the plant-based, that doesn't have any chemicals added, is safe. But most of the candles, if you get a candle for $2 or something, it's got chemicals.
Definitely.
If it's a $20 candle, it's probably the real thing, but check if there are any additives. If it's just the pure plant essence, then it should be safe for you.
Again, education, like I put that picture of the lady, with the detergent section at the grocery store, and I just avoid it like the pest. I just take a deep breath and I just go. I don't do that. I usually buy my stuff online, so I don't have to smell all that stuff. Emotions, people don't realize that even laughing hard can trigger those twitchy airways that we have. Stress, anxiety, anger, fear, and yelling. We know that sometimes you're yelling and then you're totally out of breath because your airways decided to inflame a little bit more. So trigger management. Avoid your triggers, keep your home free of triggers that cause asthma symptoms, limit your exposure, and act. Talk to your healthcare provider, get information on everything. Education, like we've been saying all day long, it's a must. You need to learn what is good for you, what is not good for you. And again, join our group, as Dr. Weiss was saying earlier. That's our email address, but you can always contact us through the Florida Asthma Coalition website and email. And since Dr. Thomas is here. I'm just going to introduce Dr. Annette Thomas is the Regional Asthma Coordinator for the Orlando area, Orange County, and she is the chair for the Asthma Friendly Schools and Child Care Center. So, Dr. Thomas?
Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome again to our face-to-face meeting. I am the chair for the childcare and school work group. And what we do with the schools and childcare, we provide mentorship as well as whatever you need to be recognized as asthma friendly. The schools, we have a deadline June 30th of every year. And what we do with that, you can contact me, I'm one of the mentors, or you can contact anyone and we will help you. However, if I live close to you, I will come out to your school and I will work with you and help you to send out the application in a timely manner. What I've been doing as well is also, as you send out that application, I ask that you copy me with that application, because a couple of years ago, a couple of schools were awarded. However, as the application were in queue, something went wrong and the coalition only got a part of the application. Now, school was out already and we could not award them. So by them copying me, what I can do, if there's any problem with transmission of the application, once I get an email, I would have that application and I would send it so everyone could be awarded in a timely manner. The child care center, we have rolling deadlines. So we don't really have a deadline, but you can submit whenever you want. And once again, we have a lot of information to disseminate for that. If you need it, you can go on the coalition and there's a map there with my name and address. I'm sorry, and telephone number and email address. You could always contact me. I encourage you, if that's something you would like to do, to join the child care and school work group, as well as I think all of our work groups are so beneficial because, for example, as Dr. Dunham and Dr. Wise were talking about the home visiting, I'm also part of the home visiting work group, as well as I provide services to families at home with children. And so many things that Dr. Dunham have went over. You will see that you go into a home and you walk in and that parent had just cleaned with Clorox and that child is coughing and the parent just think the child is having a problem. Or you walked in and there's a candle burning or something plugged in. But once we provide that information and say, maybe this is what given the child the problem, then the parent always work with us to clear that up. I just a couple of days ago, I had this child and the child had very severe asthma. And I went into the home and she had everything you could smell, candles going, everything going. And what I did, I showed her how to create a safe room for that child. And I encourage her, yes, you'll keep your candles burning, but make sure that you test it with the child. Don't just go to the store and pick up a candle. Maybe you need to get one that's not highly scented for that child. So I encourage you to join all of our work groups. It's fun, especially I like the lunch and learn. There's so many good topics there. And you could find all that information by going on the Florida Asthma Coalition website. And on the top, there's a ribbon. The web page is really beautiful, but on the top, you'll see a ribbon and you could just click on the ribbon and you will go to anywhere you want. You could navigate it. You'll find the asthma application. You'll find everything that you need. So thank you very much again. I was lazy to make a PowerPoint, so but my information is on the coalition. I just send an email. They'll find me. Thank you again. Have a wonderful day.
Thank you, Dr. Thomas. She is doing an amazing job in the Central Florida area with the home visiting, the Florida Asthma Home Visiting Program. Next work group is the healthcare providers and the upcoming, I'm so excited about this, pharmacy. So we have Teresa Sumi and Dr. Angela Garcia. Is it this one?
We prefer not to talk into it, as you can tell. Trying to stay away.
I don't even know what direction to look.
And Annette is anything but lazy. I mean, anything but lazy. She's on the go all the time. Yes, please. Here you go. We're both going to talk. Just a little background. The coalition started, I believe, 2009. Is that right?
Yes.
We've been in progress many, many, many years. And when I started asthma management many years ago at Lee, that's who I looked to help develop a lot of what we're doing. So first of all, my name is Teresa Sumi. I work for Lee Health in asthma management.
I'm Angela Garcia.
So we are going to quickly go through. Thank you. So I'm not going to go, anyone who's worked the provider criteria knows it's very detailed. There's a lot of work that the offices have to do. So this is very brief. It looks like, hey, we don't have to do much to be asthma friendly. There's a lot to it. So for bronze level, professional development, it's nurses, respiratory therapists, medical assistants, physicians, APRNs, PAs, and anyone I forgot, I really apologize, but there is education based on what your scope of practice is, all the way, even the providers have to take and get CMEs. So then you have to have a team-based approach. And again, it's not just saying, hey, we have a team together. You have to have team champion that works this throughout your practice. You also, for silver, asthma action plans for persistent asthma. For gold criteria, self-management education. It has to meet, as Wanda said earlier, EPR guidelines. Self-monitoring, you have to teach this. And again, it's not just saying, this is how you manage your asthma based off your symptoms or peak flows. You have to actually take the time and do the education. And I know I have phenomenal asthma educators who work really hard with these providers. Sorry, I had to give them a plug, they're amazing. And they really work with providers and make a difference, because providers are busy and don't have that kind of time. So they work with them for those, especially that don't have time to sit and teach this. They have to have a referral source, like to us. What's the referral? How do they do that process? And what's their population type? So for gold also, and this is a little more difficult, multi-component home-based asthma education. Again, they have to refer. They have to tell the population type that they're referring for. And the Florida Asthma Coalition, they have a home visiting, sorry, I'm losing my voice, information packet, and they can hand that out. Again, please know this is not about handing papers. It's about making sure it's back and forth communication and that person in front of you understands how to manage these things. And then we have platinum, and I know anyone who knows me hates hearing this, but I'm always like, why are we learning half the criteria? So everyone we've worked with has always been platinum level. Implementing an asthma quality improvement process has to follow EPR guidelines, and then they have to have health outcome measurements. So sorry, for moderate and severe patients with asthma. So they cannot, again, just submit their application. They have to show their outcomes and their measurements from those, that they're making a difference. So we put a timeline together, Angela and I did. So this is 2018. We were really busy between 2009 and 2018, but this is when we started the provider work group. We developed the criteria. Our physician champion, Dr. Silva, stand up, stand up. When I tell you she's amazing, not because she's from Lee Health, she worked with other groups. She took her lunch hours regularly, never missed a meeting, and helped us develop that criteria. Our committee was amazing. And when we say committee, like, You were just talking to Ned about we need everyone. There's people throughout the states, out the state, and there's all different occupations. So that's what's really important to know. You do not have to be a provider to be on this work group. We need everyone. So we also at that point developed the pharmacy criteria, and then we went to 2019 to 21. We were very excited. We had 4 provider groups that achieved that recognition, again with the support of Dr. Silva. And then 2020, what happened? COVID. So we still did things, but it was a lot quieter. And then 2021, the asthma-friendly provider recertification was developed. So then we went to 22 to 23. We had 10 provider work groups. And one you'll hear in just a bit when we do awards, but I have to say I'm from Fort Myers, and Hurricane Ian hit, and one of the groups literally called and they're like, aren't we still in our teaching? I'm like, didn't you guys just get like wiped away with the hurricane? Yes, some of their sites were shut down, but they still did this. Pretty amazing. And that was not Lee Health, but you'll hear again later. And then completion of the asthma-friendly pharmacy criteria. Go ahead, because this is really what we're excited about.
So we kind of started initially talking about this in 2018, and it was great that it was embraced by the coalition, because we know that we have to address this when our patients come into the emergency department, or if they get hospitalized, and then when they're seeing their primary care, and making sure that we have our specialists on board. And the problem is we've covered about 2/3 of that, 3/4 of the whole team, because that safety net is your pharmacy, because you can write the medications that are supposed to be for your patients, and they are supposed to pick them up, and they're supposed to know how to use them. And it's great when you're inpatient because you have your respiratory therapist there who's sitting there and they're coaching you and they're going through these things. But once they go home, we're back in the same problem. And so we know that working with the independent pharmacies, we have more time to be able to engage with the patients. The focus on metrics is not necessarily there, so that the pharmacists, their teams, can really engage. And so by putting the pharmacy in that circle of care, we're really making sure that we can do this full 360. And we've got 5 different pharmacies that we are working with, and we finished our criteria, we finished our application, and we're going to start actually doing our outreach here in the next month to start initiating that. And they're going to follow the provider criteria. They have to have evidence of collaborative agreements. They have to be connected with their pulmonology groups. They have to have a relationship. And so the pharmacies that we started with are all around our asthma-friendly hospitals that have been recognized in the past, so that we really have that continuity of care. And so we're really excited. One of the things that we would love is that if you know a great pharmacist, if you know an independent pharmacy that's in your area, and you would like us to do outreach and connect with them, I'll be around, and Teresa as well, but we'll get their name or their information from you and do outreach to them, because we know that if you have a relationship with them already, they're the kind of pharmacy that we want to work with, and we want to increase that in order to provide that care to our patients. So we have 2 in Jacksonville. It's Panama Pharmacy. We have one in St. Cloud. It's Prescriptions Unlimited. We have one in Sanford, which is True Value Pharmacy. And then the Golisano Children's Hospital, their pharmacy is going to start doing some outpatient and working management with patients there. So we're very excited about those 5 sites, and there's the 2 in Jacksonville, but they're both Panama pharmacies. So again, we're really excited. We would appreciate any information or any referrals that you guys have, but also with the provider work group is really sort of not pinning each different kind of provider, but putting all of the providers together in every area that our patients are going to navigate in the health system.
So, thank you all. We appreciate it. We just need, again, everyone's input.
So the last group is the asthma-friendly hospital work group. We are starting to pick up after obviously the pandemic, and we had several hospitals joining this elite group. We will be recognizing them shortly, but thank you for the teams, Nicholas Children's Hospital in Miami. The other one that it was just recently recognized is Lakeland Regional Health in Lakeland, Polk County. So we hope that we can extend that. Allison Peters, also a respiratory therapist, she's in Tallahassee Memorial. And so they are also recertified just recently. So we're inviting everybody to encourage your hospitals to be part of this. And now that, you know, that we, as I mentioned much earlier, once the hospitals, the providers, and the pharmacies reach the platinum level, we're going to be known now as an asthma center of excellence. So if people know that people that have asthma, people living with asthma, can trust these entities that they're there for them and for their families, and given all the support and education necessary, you know, to manage this chronic condition. So that's all we have for the hospital work groups. And the next thing we have is we're gonna do the awards ceremony. So let's see.
So we had me marked down as introducing this part, but I don't know if there's really much for me to do. I think it's pretty freeform from here on out.
Your job, that's been very important for our online audience. So
Thanks to our Altus colleagues and our Health Council colleagues, it's been very easy this year. We've been blessedly free of any major things that we had to do on the fly, other than just adjusting the schedule, which worked out well because everybody got to see every talk.
okay, so we're getting ready to announce our winners for the ones that received the certification on asthma friendly, and also our asthma champions.
Okay, we are going to start with childcare awards for asthma friendly, but first I wanted to say thank you to Samuel Matos. He is taking pictures for us professionally. I don't know where he is, but I was back there, thank you. Okay, and we would like you to come up here. We're gonna call your name, and we apologize if we're missing anyone. I know some people are online. Also, you can bring your team up and we'll do a quick pick, okay? So we will try to be quick. Children's Path, Gigi HS, Jasimix Rivera. That was platinum level. Child's Path Moorings, Vera Martins, platinum level also. Child's Path Santa Barbara, Jody Garrett, platinum level. All right, Guadalupe Center, Renate Ingalls, platinum level also. Okay, and this one, there's several of them. Child Care of Southwest Florida, They've been, first of all, wonderful to work with, and this is their third year to recertify. The Children's Learning Center and Martha Kephart, Tammy Aronson, she's the director. They are all on the centers. Joseph Messina Children's Center, Yolanda Vargas, Tammy Aronson again. These are all platinum level.
Are we taking pictures out there?
Yeah, we can.
Oh, she's taking pictures. Sorry.
Sorry, we weren't very organized on this one. There's more. Children's Garden of LaBelle, Yadira Lorenzo and Tammy Aronson again. Childcare Southwest Florida, the Community Children's Center, Megan Grady Gibson, Tammy Aronson again. Childcare Southwest Florida, PA Jirashi Child Development Center, Kimberly Malloy and Tammy Aronson. All right, and now we have a few again. This is Lee Health, Cape Child Development Center, Julie Allen. Lee Health, Health Park Child Development Center, Joan Bray, Julie Allen, and Kelly Bell. And they're all platinum members. And they are also on their third time recertifying, which is quite amazing. Okay. So Lee Health, Gulf Coast Child Development Center, Kelly Bell. And then Lee Health, Lee Memorial Child Development Center, Nicole Emery, Julie Allen, and Kelly Bell. All right, and Lee County Schools, and this is their third time as well, Early Childhood Center, Yami, Marin, and Jean Staton. And they are platinum member also. What's your last name? And Sherry Wisdom, and I am sorry I did not realize you were here. Thank you. Thank you. Great work, everyone. Thank you. Next, we're going to do the schools. Okay, schools. Ballard Elementary, Maria Whitney, bronze level. And Green Cove Springs, Fran Jackson, bronze level. Again, great work, and if you're online, thank you so much for the great work.
So to recognize our hospitals, again, because they have gone through to get the platinum level, they're also designated as asthma centers of excellence. And so we're really excited for that recognition for our asthma-friendly hospitals to achieve that. The first is Lakeland Regional with Heather Mason.
And Dr. Joy Lucas.
And Dr. Joy Lucas. We also have Tallahassee Memorial Healthcare with Ryan Smith.
And Allison Peters. Allison is on vacation, so she told me that she couldn't obviously be here, but we recognized Tallahassee was doing the recertification and also became an asthma center of excellence.
Golisano Children's Hospital, Fort Myers. With Monica Law. And team. St. Joseph's Hospital with Sarah Naumowicz. And Nicholas Children's Hospital in Miami with Jessica Marmanillo and Anna Vanden.
All right.
So our providers, so these are our clinics that have the asthma-friendly recognition as a center of excellence. So we're very excited. We've kind of got a cluster of groups, which is really exciting to see. And since I'm not with Lee Health, I get to be excited about it. I don't, yeah. Well, it doesn't look biased. So our first provider center of excellence is the Healthcare Network, YMCA, with Dr. Anzalone and Dr. Halpert with Jennifer Mose. Yeah, and sorry, all of our providers, almost all of our providers, they're in practice right now, so they couldn't come to receive their award, but we're recording it so that way that they can see that as a team and receive. And then Teresa is going to go and award these to their teams so they get to have that. The next is Children's Care East with Healthcare Network. Again, Dr. Anzalone, Dr. Halpert, and Emily Brossett. We also have the Children's Care North, and these are all the Health Care Network primary care clinics, but Children's Care North, again, Dr. Anzalone, Dr. Halpert, and Emily Villanis. And then Children's Care in Immokalee, we have Dr. Alicia Fernandez Garcia, Dr. Anzalone, and Dr. Halpert. We have the Healthcare Network in CHC, so that's Dr. Anzalone, Dr. Halpert, and Katiuska Moreno. And the next several are going to go to the Lead Physicians Group with their pediatrics department. And again, to point out, Dr. Silva is our physician asthma champion. So she is integral in each of the following pediatric groups receiving their platinum status. So thank you again. We won't make her go sit and walk, so if you would like to join us. Lead Physicians Group Pediatrics in Estero, Dr. Silva, Dr. Modi, and Melissa Graves. And Liz Lochran.
So these are all yours.
Thank you. So we have each of the pediatric groups. Estero, Kate Coral, Dr. Silva, Dr. Moat, and Melissa Grace again. Lehigh Acres, Fort Myers, and Port Charlotte. And Elizabeth Dunn.
They also recertified, which is pretty exciting, so they were one of the first also.
So Wanda will go ahead and present the awards for the asthma champions.
What do you want us to do? Do you want us to bring them up, or what do you want us to do? Do you want us to redo how for you? Do you want us to bring this over to you?
Thank you again for everybody that's being recognized. Congratulations. It's not an easy task. Getting the platinum level, it's awesome. Especially doing the quality improvement projects. It's amazing all the things that you can do to help our patients. So we're gonna have now the announcements for the asthma champions. And the first one is we're going to recognize Dr. Roberto Garcia Ibanez. Come up here. Dr. Garcia Ibanez was recognized, hold a second, I'm reading in here. Oh, cool. Nominated by Dr. Perrin. And Dr. Garcia Ibanez has for more than 40 years, they know each other for more than 40 years. And he has done beautiful things with people with asthma and, treatment and management and all this working. I talked to him briefly earlier, working with underserved populations and being bilingual, knowing that, we need so many education in all the languages that we can. So thank you, Dr. Garcia Ibanez, for your work. Continue to do it, and just we appreciate your passion for our asthma patients.
It has been a privilege to take care of these patients. Sometimes I felt like a resident again with dealing with people with mental illness and drug addiction and all that, but we still have to help them. So it has been very rewarding. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Okay, thank you, Dr. Garcia. So the next one, it's gonna sound kind of biased, but I have 4 people that I work, excuse me, I have this in my mouth and I want to choke here. I have 4 people that I work since 2019, when I became the Florida Asthma Program Manager. And these 4 people, they go far beyond on asthma education, the home visiting program. These people, 2 of them, they're here. They do the impossible to get these moms, dads, grandpas, grandmas educated on asthma and trying to save the lives of these precious children and people with asthma. As a person that grew up with asthma, and as I said earlier before, I lost my cousin Rosalie Torres Rivera due to an asthma attack. Any way that we can save a life, it's just amazing. So the Asthma Champion Awards will go to my 4 asthma regional coordinators, and we have 2 of them here, Dr. Annette Thomas. Miss Sandra Echeverry Barona from Miami, Dale Harrison from Gaston County, he's not here, he's on vacation. And my Seminole Regional Asthma Coordinator, Ms. Enid Santiago. Without these people, I can't function. So from the bottom of my heart, thank you what you do, making a life, the difference in the lives of people with asthma. And Sandra doesn't work by herself. She has also a team of other asthma coordinators, and they're awesome too. And one thing that I said about Sandra and her team, most of what they do is in Spanish language. So we do that.
80%.
Yeah, about 80% of everything that they do. So thank you so much for what you do and continue to do. And again, congratulations.
Thank you.
Teresa, this is for you and
We started it. We did. We've been together many, many years, so when you said you're amazing, I'm like, no.
Together, and we won the first one together. Many years ago.
So,
Thank
well, the last remarks, thank you everyone that assisted online. Thank you to our sponsors, exhibitors, everyone that was here for the Altos team, Ted and Lincoln, that they're being here. Dr. Nabokowski, our host for the virtual part. Dr. Angela Garcia, who is working very hard for this new asthma-friendly pharmacy. For Teresa, Sumi, and the entire Golisano team. Without you guys, we couldn't do this. Sorry for all the little hiccups, but life happens. So again, thank you for our speakers. We have a raffle. That's something new. Okay.
And we'll do some end of event housekeeping just for folks who might not have been here in the morning for a couple minutes after we wrap the raffle.
Okay, so we have Miss Monica Collins. Okay, and next, it's Erin Carr from Lakeland Regional Health. This raffle, it comes courtesy of CareSource. We thank CareSource for these items. And we have Kevin Morales. Is Kevin here? Okay.
Snooze, you lose. Next.
That's the deal, student leaves class early, they're out of the dog.
Vivian. Oh, it's Vivian. Vivian Simafranca? Simafranca? Not here?
Oh, those little students.
Oh, she's gone.
It really wasn't me.
Oh, I know that she, Luisa Matos? I remember Luisa's here. Okay.
Out to them.
Okay.
Thank you.
Jenna Bryant? Congratulations to the raffle winners, and again, thank you to Care Source for giving us this nice little present here.
I got a set of balls, great. Family group. Here they are,
Well, I guess, Ms. Jenna knows that, everybody that stands beside Ms. Jenna, you feel like, you're in the middle of earth and,
Would you like these? They'll help.
so.
Okay.
Oh.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. This is it. Next year, we'll announce where we're gonna be. Again, thank you so much for your support. And, well, let's do this together. Let's, like Joe told me, let's kick asthma together.
We'll follow up with you next.
For Dr. Wanda, for bringing us down, and she did a wonderful job. Thank you so much. I just want to remind all of you for your CEUs to fill out the forms. You'll be getting information online if you signed up. So you get credit. Thank you so much, everyone. Safe travels.
We'll be following up with you next week with the survey as well, which you need to fill out for any kind of CE credit, as well as that supplemental form if you're seeking a TES. Thank you to everybody who joined us today online and in person. We hope to see you back next year.
That's awesome.
Thank you, John. You're awesome.
Oh, I know, right? How many virtual telephone? You know. It's great, so much planning.
Yeah.
You know, and certain right. But no, it's like, being done here.
Yeah. I'm meeting my cousin now for dinner.